But sometimes we also need to step away and be like, you know what? Let me get my like let me really like tune into my God energy all the way. If he did that all the way, you would just see a different being.
I don't care what he said. He put a spell on me.
Are you not cool with Mario?
Absolutely not.
You said absolutely not.
Absolutely not. He put a spell on me.
What was the spell?
He said he's gonna pray for me to go to hell or something. He's gonna put the demons on me or something. It was in my DM. He said he's gonna pray to the devil or something to make sure that I don't make it and I get sick and then I fail, all this shit. And then it all started happening.
Why is everyone calling Mario demonic? Well, he's talking about witchcraft. He's talking about the occult. He's talking about crystals, frequencies, protection, grounding, and being a mystic. And the reason this clip is making people uncomfortable is not just because it sounds weird. It's because Mario is using language that already has a history behind it. So the real question is not, is Mario crazy? The real question is, what exactly is he claiming to believe in? In this video, we're going to break down exactly what Mario said. We're going to look at his comments about witchcraft, his crystal staff, and the moment he openly called himself a mystic. Then we're going to compare that to what those words actually mean. Not rumors, not church gossip, not panic. Just what he said, what those practices are commonly associated with, and why so many people are reacting to this like it's bigger than just spirituality.
I don't think people critically think about how much witchcraft and what witchcraft actually represents and what it means, right? When you say it to a person who understands occult knowledge, and when I say that, I just mean the things that most people don't study, right? That's something that means you practice certain rituals based on intentions that have certain outcomes. You want to call it witchcraft? Cool.
This is the first reason people got thrown off. Mario is not rejecting the word witchcraft. He's trying to redefine it. He says witchcraft is basically ritual plus intention plus outcome. Then he says people are already participating in it without realizing it. That matters because he's not speaking from a mainstream Christian framework there. He's speaking from a worldview where unseen influence, ritual, and intention are all part of everyday life. And to be fair, words like mysticism, occult, and esoteric all live in that same neighborhood. Mysticism is generally about hidden spiritual truth or direct spiritual experience. The occult refers to hidden or unseen forces, and occultism is tied to esoteric traditions and rituals. So when people hear Mario casually using those categories, that is why they are not reading this as just positive vibes. They're hearing a man say, very calmly, that he studies hidden things on purpose. And that is where the public stops hearing artist and starts hearing something deeper.
So what you saw me carrying was a staff with a bunch of crystals on it that all work to both protect, emit, pull in, and ground energy. So I had it's about 16 different crystals I had on the staff. All of them have different purposes. And so at the top, I think I have an amethyst at the top and a quartz at the bottom, or vice versa. So quartz magnifies energy. There's quartz crystals in your phones. There's crystals in computers. Why? Because they're used as a conduit, right? They have some copper on there as well. Copper is what ancient Egyptians used to also ground energy and to protect and keep the energy flowing through their body. Then you have amethyst, which is a protection stone and cleansing stone. You have hematite and citrine and pyrite. Pyrite came from a meteorite that hit the planet over 50 million years ago. So pyrite represents vitality and movement. And also mercury, which is what I have tatted right here. A lot of people are like, oh, you got devil horns on your neck. That's not devil horns. It's this protect mercury. And mercury represents communication and creativity. So a lot of the things that I do is based on intention and based on, it helps me to keep my energy protected, but it also helps me to keep things moving, because there's a lot of energy that's moving around us that we can't see every day. Right? So I believe in that. I've been studying that, and I've been moving like that, and I feel like it keeps me it just keeps me protected and grounded and keeps me in the right space, bro. That's why I brought it.
Okay.
Now, this is where the conversation gets more specific, because Mario is not just saying he likes crystals. He's saying the crystals on that staff protect, pull in, emit, and ground energy. He names quartz, amethyst, hematite, pyrite, and copper. He explains their meanings like someone who has studied this for a while. Now, one thing he says is true. Quartz really is used in technology. Quartz has piezoelectric properties, which is why it has practical uses in electronics and instruments. But that is where the scientific side stops, because the claim that crystals can spiritually protect you, cleanse you, or manage invisible personal energy is not something science has established. Crystal healing is common in New Age and complementary spirituality, but the evidence for those spiritual or emotional effects is weak and often explained as placebo. That does not prove Mario is evil, but it does tell you what world he is pulling from. He is not talking like a guy who just thinks rocks look cool. He is talking like a man who believes physical objects can carry spiritual function. That is a very different claim.
And I'm the opposite. I grew up in that mindset, and then when I was 23, I became a mystic, and I started practicing the opposite way, and it's been changing my life ever since. And I promise you, in 10 years from now, you're gonna look and see the same person and be like, "How the fuck is he doing that?" So if you want to say it's witchcraft, say it's witchcraft. But if you want to say it's a person who understands and studies, then that's I think that's the right way.
He also says he studies a little bit of everything and that it helps him navigate this realm. This is the part where people stop laughing and start reading pattern. Mario says he brought the staff intentionally, not by accident, not just as decoration. He brought it because of the energy in the room and because of what he believed it would do. That's what makes people uneasy. Not just that he owns crystals. A lot of people own crystals. It's that Mario speaks like someone who believes these objects actively shape spiritual conditions around him. And once somebody says that out loud, once they say they study the occult, became a mystic, and use ritual objects with intention, people are going to sort that into one of three buckets. Either this is branding, either this is sincere spiritual practice, or this is the beginning of a much darker public image. That's why the reaction is so strong, because Mario is not playing with the language. He sounds like he means it. Now, to be clear, none of this proves Mario is demonic. That word gets thrown around way too fast, but it does show that Mario has moved into a worldview built around hidden knowledge, ritual intention, spiritual energy, crystal use, mystical identity. Those things are commonly associated with New Age spirituality, esoteric practice, and occult adjacent language. And that is a real shift from the clean-cut mainstream R&B image people were used to. So the public is reacting to two Marios. The old Mario was sweetheart, vocals, safe, polished. The current Mario is mystic, energy, crystals, occult language, hidden knowledge. That is a hard pivot. And that pivot is exactly why these clips are spreading and coming off as creepy. So is Mario a witch? Is he an occult? Is he practicing something dark? Well, we don't know, but it's easy to say that he is. But there is enough to say this. Mario is openly speaking from a mystical and esoteric framework. He believes in ritual intention. He believes in crystal energy. He believes in unseen forces. And he is no longer hiding that language from the public. So whether people want to call it spirituality, mysticism, New Age practice, or occult adjacent thinking, this is clearly not just a regular celebrity wellness routine. It is something.